Welcome back to Almighty Blues FC, a fan channel for all to see. Well, I'm sure you guys are really enjoying the international break, right? Just begun. I'm sure no. As the international break, I really don't know why it is happening, but anyway, it's apparently an important international break, so I can hear that. But having said that, anyone watching the video first, let's smash that like button as well as subscribe, share, as well as press the bell icon because we are coming up with a lot more videos as you're already seeing. I'm sure you're enjoying. If not, comment below. If yes, what is it that you're liking the best? Before that, I have to definitely thank you all because yes, if not for you all, we wouldn't have reached to 500 subscribers. Yes, we have just crossed 500 subscribers. Thanks to you all, and that's great, but it's just the beginning. We really need to continue. Almighty Blues FC will bring a lot more content. Of course, Chelsea content, but a lot more for you all to enjoy. And if you really enjoy, keep supporting and you will get a lot more content, not just on Almighty Blues FC, by the way, on Almighty Blues Cricket. Yes, Almighty Blues Cricket that we launched. Again, the links are below. Do take a look and subscribe. But having said that, again, feedback is open as always. We have a lot more news to bring, and that is why we are here today. It's a new series to entertain you and keep you abreast of what's happening in the football community and especially Chelsea. Yes, it's the Chelsea weekly news series that we're bringing, and I hope you love this content as well. So let's get into it, guys. Okay, so first and foremost, let's start with our midfield. Yes, we had a great midfield performance against Southampton over the weekend, and Thomas Tuchel obviously loved that performance, but he was questioned. What about Saul? Saul, a player that we've got from Atletico Madrid on loan, yes, but with an option to buy at the end. So where is his Chelsea career heading? But even after that great midfield performance, Thomas Tuchel was brave enough to face that question and has gone on record saying that Saul's time will come. In fact, he was very close as per him to start against Southampton. So that's interesting. But the only reason why Thomas Tuchel did not play him is because he thought it wouldn't be fair to put Saul in another situation just like he did against Villa in the Premier League, to put against a side which is high pressing in midfield, right? And then I know he's having his time to prove. It's been a couple of weeks over that, in fact, but at the end of the day, it is basically a high pressure EPL game where it's high pressing side that Southampton was. So that's why Saul wasn't played. Again, I don't know if you guys agree with that. Comment below. Obviously, our midfield was great, so that's reason enough in itself. But I think Saul's time will come because I think Thomas Tuchel also said that and he hinted on that because we are playing Southampton again. Yes, in the cup in a couple of weeks' time along with Malmo. I know it's not very easy as what people think, but Malmo in the Champions League, I think back-to-back fixtures that we're having. So these three fixtures for me will definitely give Saul some minutes along with some maybe minutes coming off the bench against say a Brentford and other teams that we're playing. I think fairly easier fixtures. Again, no easy fixtures, but fairly easier fixtures in the Premier League. So would you like to see Saul in those matches feature, or you would prefer Barkley, who impressed coming off the bench? Again, comment below what do you think on that. For me, certainly Saul has a chance, and that'll be his chance to kind of prove, make or break kind of couple of months for him to prove it to Chelsea whether we need to sign him or not on a permanent. And of course it depends on the other midfielders scenario as well. Talking about midfielders, well, another midfielder that we have been linked to recently, I know it's not a person who can play in defensive midfield, but an attacking midfielder per se or a winger, Christopher Nkunku. Yes, Christopher Nkunku, if you remember, that was the player who scored a hat-trick, 23-year-old Frenchman against City in the Champions League match day 1. He was in brilliant form that match, but not only that match, the guy has been uprooting trees in, I think, German league, right, as Bundesliga. He has been basically playing great for Leipzig. He scored about 9 goals in last 10 games. And obviously, there has to be some rumors with Chelsea, with players doing well. So that's where we have. But is it genuine? Because yes, Christopher Nkunku's agent is apparently same as Emerson's agent. Yes, Emerson, our left back who's on loan to Lyon. So there might be some real story there, right? And then again, another story is Christopher Nkunku has briefly played under Thomas Tuchel. I think when they were at Paris Saint-Germain. Yes, but Paris Saint-Germain, I think Christopher Nkunku has gone on record saying that I think Thomas Tuchel was probably the main reason why he left PSG at the time. So again, do you see, Christopher Nkunku coming back and proving himself under Thomas Tuchel? Will we go for him? I know he's a right footer. In case, we don't sign Saul on a permanent, can you see Christopher Nkunku playing in attacking midfield? But do we play an attacking midfielder really? Or maybe, it's a talk because of Ziyech not being informed. Ziyech, exit rumors are always there. For me, Ziyech needs to stay. He brings something totally different, the left footer that he has. Fantastic ability, great preseason he had, just hoping he comes back to form. Of course, Havertz is, nowhere close to, that bad of a form, but I think Havertz and Ziyech will prove themselves. But what about Timo Warner? Yes, Timo Warner, he's had a couple of very good games, and touch wood, he kind of, remains in that form. But again, we all know Timo Warner has not performed in Chelsea overall, if you really assess properly. And there are rumors about, Bayern Munich's manager having played with Timo Warner earlier, getting him back, Nagelsmann, that is. I don't know if you guys think he would go, comment below. But for me, one more interesting part is, I think, if I'm not wrong, Timo Warner and Christopher Nkunku also played together briefly, though, at Leipzig. So, that'll be certainly interesting for me to see. But I think Christopher Nkunku is a right footer compared to, say, a Ziyech or a Saul, and again, versatile, playing attacking midfield, winger, but would cost us, I think, 40 million euros. I think that's a little bit too much, if you really ask me. And of course, we have a lot of other options already, so why get another? But again, there are a lot of stories, and there are links, like I said, with the agent, with Werner, with Thomas Tuchel. So, and he might have a point to prove to Tuchel, you never know. And who can say no to Chelsea after all, right? So comment below, what do you think about Christopher Nkunku? Do you see him genuinely coming to Chelsea or not? Of course not in January, because Saul's loan is till the end of the year. But what about end of the year, as in that's something of a possibility, depending on the injuries to Pulisic as well. Moving on, well, talking about Emerson that we just did briefly, and left back for Chelsea, Ben Chilwell. Kudos to Ben Chilwell. Great goal at the weekend, and that has earned him a call back to England squad. Finally, I know it's been coming. He has been impressive in this brief spells that he's had in the last couple of games. But I think we all know Southgate did not prefer him because he wasn't playing enough minutes. Surprisingly, he has been called up. Why? Because Reece James apparently has been now left out, because he was called in spite of having an injury that Thomas Tuchel said may have been an misunderstanding. I don't know. But why a left back for a right back? As in, that is just Southgate managing people in terms of them not opening their mouth and saying why not Ben Chilwell, etc. I don't know. The comment below. As in, I know Southgate plays with right-footed left backs and vice versa, maybe, who knows, right? But again, there is, I think, Maguire and Trent Alexander-Arnold also out of England. I think England are playing Andorra as well as Hungary this week, and that's for the World Cup qualifier. So I don't know, Chilwell, will he kind of replace a right back? No idea. No idea about Southgate, but happy for Ben Chilwell. Hope he gets some minutes, crucial minutes at that, especially against Hungary. I would prefer that, because that's competition that, would always make him more confident. I know he gave away the penalty, but great goal again that he scored. So all the best, Chilwell. But talking about comebacks, another guy who has come back to England team is Tammy Abraham. Yes, the ex-Chelsea forward. Yes, now it's ex-Chelsea, right? It feels very strange to say it, but ex-Chelsea forward Tammy Abraham has been called up after his great start to Roma. I think in Italy he has scored 4 goals in 10 appearances. Not bad, and certainly great, looking on the pitch as well. So for me, Tammy Abraham deserved a start. Of course, helps with injuries, I think, to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, etc. So, but do you think Tammy Abraham will start any of these games for England? If yes, do comment below. And what do you think about his future? Do you think his game is really improving under Mourinho of all people? And do you see him actually being a mainstay in the England team in the coming future? I don't know. Like, for me, he's still a backup. I know Italy is not easy as well, but certainly not close to England. So anyone who does better in England will still be preferred in my view. But Tammy Abraham, has the minerals, as they say, right? So great that. So Italy is proving good for him, at least until now. And let's see if he comes back to Chelsea in the future. Again, do predict. What do you think? Another player who's actually doing very well in Italy is Fikayo Tomori. Yes, AC Milan centre back, not Chelsea. Again, feels strange, but kudos to him, and great, future ahead of him, because he's been picked up for England again. I think these guys are playing almost after a year. Fantastic to see them. Especially Tammy Abraham, I think he'll be featuring after November 2020, first time if he does, right? As in, perfect opportunity. And Tomori, I hope he goes from strength to strength. Again, a great potential, but because of the fact that we may have, I say because Chelsea is part of England, so England may have certain injuries at the back, like I said. So that's why Tomori has been picked, but maybe he takes the chance and grabs it with both hands, right? And going back to the left back situation, well, Marcos Alonso, a player who always divides opinion. For me, he deserves all the respect because he's been serving Chelsea very well for the last 4+ years, and he's had a great start to this year. So unfairly, there has been a lot of criticism. I know certain minutes he really was not convincing at all, but especially against City, and I think against, of course, the recent game that you saw against Juventus. 2 halves in particular, really bad, right? But as an overall, he's been more performing well than bad. So again, it is inevitable that rumors start once he starts performing bad, and that is where Inter Milan comes back. Inter Milan, the club who had said no to the cash plus player exchange reportedly in the summer for Lukaku. Remember when Alonso was apparently put in along with Zappacosta, probably at that time, I don't know, but they had turned it down. And now what has made them change their opinion? As in, there are strong reports saying that they will go for Alonso again, maybe in January, but I cannot see that happening because we don't have a left back because Emerson's gone to Lyon. Do you see Alonso finally leaving? I know his contract ends in 2023, but he is just 30 years old. Yes, just 30 years old for me, and is a great left wing back option. But I don't know if Thomas Tuchel changes the setup. Maybe, yes. Comment below what do you think about Alonso. Emerson, by the way, is younger and is on loan, yes, and probably said a goodbye. I was not seeing him coming back, but if Alonso in case goes, maybe he'll come back because his contract ends in 2024 technically, and Lyon loan, if I'm not wrong, again, comment below, but I think it's a 12 or 18 month loan, right? So maybe Emerson comes back, you never know about that, and that might be some kind of comeback again, right? And last but not the least, today we have to speak about another midfielder, going back to that position, the defensive midfield role, especially the number 6 role, that is Tchouameni. Yes, Tchouameni, a player we have been linked with entire summer, and I have no idea why we didn't sign him at that point. But yes, Saul was gotten the last day of the transfer window, at least. Great, and Loftus-Cheek and Barkley have kind of come back. Hopefully they continue their form. But I think Chelsea at that point thought, especially Petr Cech, who's part of obviously a Chelsea board and likes Tchouameni apparently, that it'll be helpful for Tchouameni to actually start games in France this year, and he's also become a France international meanwhile, so that'll give him more experience, and maybe we'll get a more ready element in Tchouameni come the summer, next summer that is. Meanwhile though, Juventus and Liverpool have shown some interest as well, and that's when Tchouameni's camp has voiced their opinion and given a figure. Yes, that figure, the signing amount, is probably going to be between 35 and 40 million euros. That has been an increase. Yes, he was only about 30 million euros in the summer. So is that a mistake that we made? What do you think? Again, if you like the video, do comment below with your thoughts on this. Would you want Tchouameni at 40 million euros or go for Rice, pay an extra 20 million euros? I don't know, it's debatable. Or maybe just get back Gallagher, who's been so impressive for Palace. I know he's not played number 6, but he can play there. And you never know if Tuchel changes the system again with Loftus-Cheek coming in form. Keep Loftus-Cheek, get back Gilmore. Those are a lot of questions to be answered. I know, long way to go, a lot of stories, but I hope you guys like this video. Again, if you did, smash that like button, subscribe, bell icon please. We are coming soon with more updates. Yes, we'll be looking at the season and the Who Am I Trivia series and a lot more on Almighty Blues FC as well as Almighty Blues Cricket. All the links are below. Again, do share the link. It'll help the channel grow as you've helped till now. Thanks again for 500 subscribers, and road to 1K starts right now. Hope to double and triple very soon. And any feedback, feel free to share with us. Till then, take care, have a good time, peace out, up the Chels.